Sagittarius, how you doing, guys? I really do apologise that I am late with your reading, as I am also apologetic for the cards that are already out. There is so much going on in my life at the moment that as soon as I start a reading, loads of chaos goes off, and I decided to actually start it again. This is only the moment before, okay, as before, I'm getting used to this deck, and I thought I would just do a quick little get used to the cards and do a moment before, and then the moment after will be from a 2-week period, and that is why I'm late. I really do apologise, but we'll do from the 3rd, which it is today, but a 2-week time period when we look into that, okay? But for a start, we'll just look into the cards that are for the moment before. And I really didn't want to draw them again because we kind of come up with the story. Okay, so waiting on something. It feels like someone landed back into your life, that there could have been a period of like concentrating on work. It could have a lot to do with Pisces. Okay, and also a mother as well, because that would also relate to the High Priestess. So there's a lot to do with families, that there could have been a separation where someone went back to their family and then they came back in, or you was waiting for them to come back into your life. This is like trying to get a firm footing of the relationship. That feels like someone was learning a lot about what relationships and traditional relationships physically mean by a firm footing on the ground, and I've waited for it, and it kind of like something happened, but then they came back into my life. So this is for the people where the person is back into your life, okay? So there would be yeah, definitely moving forward. So you got Leo, okay, Leo. So this could be you, this could be the Leo, but it feels like someone wanted care and affection and loyalty within a relationship, okay? Now you can relate this to a parent that's listening to a child, or anybody can be in this, okay? But it seems like to me that there was a relationship factor that was here, and that someone wanted more loyalty out of the relationship, okay? That there could have been a period of understanding what truly that means to do with work and family and life that all goes on, okay? And mothers and fathers and people that also know. Okay, generally, in my perspective, is that when people know and you talk, so if you have an argument with someone, okay, and you go to a friend, and the Doreen virtue always used to say, seek help and guidance from a friend. I don't believe in all that at all, because I feel that karma is very catching, okay, and that when you go and tell people, say if you have an argument with your partner and there is a period of separation, okay, I don't know why I'm going into this discussion, but I thought I'd take a moment, Sag. But when you do that, okay, you go to that person and you say, yeah, they done this and didn't agree with what happened there and blah, 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 and then you start to blame, okay? That's catching, and that's passing one lot of karma and energy to another person that has got no idea. They're just there to support you as a parent or person, okay? Then, after a period of time of that happening and the energy calms down and the two people get together, okay, the other people that know all that can start to form an opinion against someone that's hurting someone that they care about. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is where you come up against 3, and it's so important because it is very catching. Karma, it's worse than flu virus. Okay, it's some kind of like virus. Oh, I hope it's not that flu thing that's going around. I realised that my girlfriend, my soulmate, see, I'm with my soulmate and live with her. Okay, so I can give people a lot of advice. But just a strange story. She ordered something a long time ago, a little while ago, one of these crochet things. Okay, and it was to do with a star sign, and it's actually coming from Japan, is it? I'm not sure where all that's going on because I don't watch the television. But she got a message saying that they're going to have to hold that back because of quarantine and blah, blah, blah. And I said, listen, I don't want that thing here. You're just going to have to cancel it. I don't want it. Funny, not funny story. Okay, sorry, Sagittarius, but that was true, and I've said, listen, I don't want that thing turning up here. If it's just a crochet, just get rid of the order, and we'll sort that out another time. Okay, but what I'm saying is like it can be as catching as that. Is that you can go back to parents and to friends and to people and to tell them all of this stuff and project out as blame from this person here. But this is avoiding things about yourself here, okay? And that you can go and tell 3 or 4 people, okay? That catches. After a certain period of time, this is where relationships can go very wrong in family and people. Because these people then form a alliance and a belief against this one person here. Okay, it's never anybody's fault in relationships. It's always the individuality, okay, and well, tradition really, because this is because I'm picking up like a traditional marriage, and like it's set by someone. Because I keep picking up someone got upset, okay, and they went back somewhere to seek parents from the High Priestess, from the parents 3, okay, and they got upset, more than likely. And they probably told people that there was this argument that had probably caused some kind of separation, okay? But then they're back into your life now, I would say, that this person is definitely back into your life now. There's care and affection that's been given by a parent, okay, which would be also be a cross-watcher maybe, or you being a parent. But there's also care and affection now that the person has left the High Priestess, okay, left the mother, and that would relate to your children. If you've got children, this could be what's going on in their life, okay? And that they're now back with their partner. There was something that was given, okay? It was a given opportunity of resolving whatever kind of conflict that there may have been, and that it was resolved, okay? So, well, that's just general, different kind of reading. Thanks. It's normally telling me, yeah, you're right. But, okay, so you come up against the Eight of Swords. So it's a lot to do with Leo, okay? 8, and it could well be an Aquarian moon or a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but in their moon or rising, okay? But it would be Leo, or it's the opposite way around. It's an air sign that has Leo moon or blah blah, okay? But generally to me known as Leo with an air sign in their chart somewhere. Now, there seems to be that this person is still on your back, meaning that they're not on your back, they're just back, okay? But you might have seen it, or them talking about somebody that this is the person that you live with, okay? You live with these people because this is 8 and this is where you are and reside at, so you're there. So it feels like that there's breathing space that's needed because there's a lot of like, well, here you see 5. Then you come up against Taurus energy, 5 of tradition, okay? So it's a lot of tradition because here this is like, well, I've got a relationship and I've got a marriage, even, but if it's a marriage, we're just on top of one another all the time. I feel like I need breathing space because it feels like someone's always on my back wanting to know something that just causes some kind of like, I just need some time. I need a little time, right? I just need a little time. Okay, so someone needs a little time to work it out, pretty much, is that they're thinking. So they're overanalyzing something as well. But they're thinking, but they needed some breathing space. Now, if you're physically in marriage, but it's kind of like a relationship or marriage, it feels like that there is traditions here, but someone is dedicated to their work and career, and that's what I want to do. But someone's also very dedicated just for a relationship of, this is loyalty, and this is love, and this is care, and this is affection, and it can come overpairing, overparenting skills. I've got no idea what that is. Sorry, Sagittarius, but overbearing for somebody, because it's bearing as a relationship, but it can be overbearing and a little bit overprotective, where it's all projected onto one person to make and stand up for all the decisions of life, meaning this person here or whoever would plan everything. Okay, so where do you want to go for a date? Well, okay, we'll do this. And one person always asks the other, you're the person that the masculine, or you're the feminine, or whoever, you're the one that needs to make the decision of like where we're going to go, where we're going to go to eat, when are we going to go have some time free for ourselves that you're not at work all the time, right? But sometimes people can get overburdened by that amount of force of energy that goes upon someone to always have to stand up to make the decision, where some people in life will then end up thinking, well, you know, when can someone actually do that for me? Where, be it man or female, it really doesn't matter. But it feels like that there was a lot to do with everything being put upon this relationship for people to make decisions, but it could have all been pushed upon one person to do that. And they can get fed up with that because it's like it's too overpairing and smothering. They keep saying pairing, or pair, like a pair, a perfect pair and a perfect match, but overpairing. What does that mean? Well, overbearing, but pairing. They keep saying pairing. Wearing. Something seems to be like wearing, or whirring, like a whirring noise. Like a got no idea where that's coming from. But it feels like there's at work, someone's got this thing at work where it's like, it's going, and it's a whirring noise, and it's like, oh my Lord, if I have to hear that one more time. But someone is like a little bit, I don't know where this energy is coming from, but someone's getting a little bit frustrated and fed up with that I just have to hear this one more time, that you're at work all the time, or that you're always doing this and that you're always doing that. And why is it that you have to go to work all the time? Why is it that you can't leave time for the relationship and that you're always dedicated to doing your job? Well, that's life, unfortunately. You know, I'm with my soulmate and I live with her. She lives here with me. Okay. And traditional values, trust me, when it comes to a relationship, they all go completely out the window. And everybody thinks that the moment that I start living or with my soulmate, that everything will be... I went through 6 karmic soulmate situations in life, trust me, to get to the person of an actual physical relationship that manifested itself as a soulmate that I'm in a relationship with. So I went through the mustard for 8 years. Okay. But traditional values go completely out the window, because by the time you get to your person, say if you've got a person in mind and you're on this twin flame soulmate journey and you eventually get to your person, you would have learnt so much about structure of being independent and work and life that by the time you get to that and you realise that relationship is not physically all everything all the time, there's love there, but you would have took on so much people say conditioning, but you would have took up so many responsibilities by then, and definitely within your soul of your contracts would have took on so much that you can't forget life. And some people think, sorry, I don't know why I'm going into this one, but I think there was someone in the comment that wanted me to explain something. But you can't forget life in relationships, okay? That's your life. Individuality of your karmic wheel is you. And the more you fight against life, the more times you'll mess yourself up completely. Okay, now when you're in relationships, or you look at this as 2, not 3, but 2, well, it's still 3, but your life is going to happen. So you have to go along with the flow of it, okay? This is coming from a Pisces. But you have to go along with the flow of it as you mess yourself up. So say, for instance, that you start going towards work and career and your life all of a sudden changes. And it changes. But the person you're in a relationship with, all of those things that were in that relationship have to change. So you have to find compromise to stay in the relationship, okay? So if you've got your workload here is dynamic, but there's a lot on, this other person has to compromise to start to do things for oneself, not focus like it is here, all on the relationship, because that's projection, okay? That can make this energy feel very, like, question themselves, okay, because they're having to question their work, their time, their career, and everything else. And then the other person is just so dedicated for the relationship that the conversation can go pretty much like, well, you need to find your feet and you need to find this, your passion and your life and what makes you happy. Because your energy levels can get very low if you don't have something of a common interest within yourself, of outside of a physical human being. That will keep your energy levels high when you've got something that of dedication and focus. If you're focused on one another all the time, trust me, at the end of the day, you're going to be like, I've got no life. I'm just dedicated to my love life. Okay. So that's just a little bit. Sag, I hope you're still there. Right. But it feels like that energy was definitely there for you guys. That there was a lot of breathing down one's neck and getting a little bit frustrated. But loyalty, love, sure, but dedication of work, 100%. But still, someone was very dedicated and felt as if, like, why do you always need to work? Well, why do you always need to talk about the relationship? Why is it that you need me there when I'm there for when you need me, but I can't be there 24/7, okay? So we'll do a 2-week time period now, which is the 3rd of February today. So from now, give me a 2-week time period, please, for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus from now. 2-week time period. Okay. So you've got the 6 of Pentacles, the 10 of Wands, and the 8 again. So you've definitely got a lot to do with Leo, with Aquarius. This to me is Leo, Aquarius, okay, or Gemini. Okay, Leo, Aquarius, Gemini. But still water. It's definitely Leo. Okay, now, this is equality. You see, everybody works, everybody goes on. So this person is caring, okay? They are sharing and they're trying to divide their time. This is, I need to divide my assets, I need to divide my time. Some of you are trying to divide your physical assets of what you do to try and find equality. I think a lot to do with that is physically thinking, well, this is the person that you live with here, but there's a lot of frustration of getting tired because I'm overburdened and overpowered and having to do all that, so I'm having to just drop and sit down for a minute and just think about where my next direction is, okay? But where your next direction is that you're not leaving someone, but you're thinking about leaving the past behind to head towards a bright future. So it feels like, well, the future's bright. I have to stay optimistic. So we've got to learn to compromise. Okay, we're going to have to divide our assets and divide our time between this relationship. If this happened before, it's possible that it can start to happen again if every time that a situation in life comes up, that you just go running off back to your parents, or this can be them or someone, but you go running off back to your parents, or which would be the high priestess. Okay, if you go back talking to another person, but you've got to know that it's a physical love interest, because it can be anybody. Okay, I would never be able to tell you really unless you knew that someone was with another woman. You got to know that, because you have to know your karma, right? But this person, they go and they run from responsibility back to parents or back to friends to seek guidance for people. Okay, but if this is one person, this is what we need to work on this relationship. Okay, we physically live together, but it's becoming very difficult for me to carry all of these burdens of having to do literally everything. Okay, and for me to do all of that, we need to compromise, because every time we seem to have a discussion, that you run off back to the parents, or you run off back to seeking guidance from someone. But that's catching. You see, this here is catching from this 3, because it goes to one person, to another person, to another person. Oh, really? Are they? Oh, so what happened? Let me know. Let's know what happened. Oh, well, who knows what these people are going to say about one person? So the next time when that energy's gone, and then you two, if you're in a relationship, you meet again and all that's gone and you've forgot about it, these people have a difficult time to forget all of that. So they can all start to think, this person, it's them. That's where you get projection. It comes from other people, But it seems that way, that this person runs off and doesn't want to know about being, well, I mean, they can be responsible, but please keep an open mind for a Gemini. Yeah, there you go. They're headed towards a Gemini. This Leo is headed towards a Gemini. But parents or grandparents, you see, they run back to their parents to seek guidance. Some of you, you've got Gemini in your chart as well as someone else. And they go back to a Gemini to seek information from. Gemini is all about information, okay? Someone that's more open-minded, okay? It could be a moon sign. But we need to compromise, because I love you. But you always seem to run back to a Gemini for whatever reason that is. That could be you or them, okay? But we need to work this out, because we need to divide our time. So it can mean a period of separation where you might just think, let's just have a slight break. You go back to your parents and we'll just have some our time, me time, meaning I'll have some of my time, you have some of your time. You go back here, okay? So whatever it is that this person is going towards a Gemini. Okay, so you got Libra in the scale, roughly. Okay? Again, 6, 7, 8. Here. What are we going to do about the relationship? Because this can be someone that's saying this to you or them. What are you going to do about your relationship with this person? Because you can't take them away from their job and their responsibilities. You can't take that. Some of you, this is something that you've got going on with children, where it was someone that was taken from you and you feel lost without them. Okay? You could be a parent, obviously, could be a Gemini, but you feel lost without them because you feel like someone's trying to divide assets of the family, that meaning that they're probably with someone else and they control the amount of finances and they control the amount of visitational rights as well. Visitational rights. Rights. This person's like an activist of rights. Still sort of Libra-ish energy. What are my rights? So what they could be asking you, that Sagittarius, is what is my rights then in this relationship? Because it feels like someone wants them read to them. Some of this is like a DUI. Someone's having their rights read to them. Read. It keeps saying read. Read it or read to them. Do you want me to spell it out for you? Sorry, that's what I'm hearing. Do you want me to spell it out? Okay, again. So they're back again. Here, Leo. okay? But that could be you that's going towards a Leo, you see, to seek help to what to do about this relationship, because they're there. They're in your energy. For a lot of you, you're just looking for a date, okay? You're just looking for a date. But to me, the Hierophant and the Six of Pentacles is someone that's in a physical long-term relationship, and that you're trying to find more time for the relationship, but you're still going through some kind of like tradition of documentation of marriage. So you're trying to like, well, weigh things up. Okay, so it's definitely involving people's kids. Definitely involving people's kids. Okay, there's a good opportunity of work that could be coming up if you're looking for work, but you might be more like trying to pull yourself away from what you're doing, and that's taking up more of your time than the dreams and stuff that you want to do, like with your kids, or something else that you find that you enjoy. Okay, that you enjoy. But this can just be that I'm just really, at the moment, I'm just looking to have a bit of a good time with someone, and that's it. That's all I really want, you know, is just to have a little bit of freedom and a little bit of time away from the kids. And that I am single, but I just really just want to, I'm getting overpowered and burdened by the amount of work that I've got to do. It definitely feels like there's a lot of strain and work to do at work, and also physically for a relationship. That someone wanders off, like the energy becomes very strong against you guys, where you butt heads, and that's really just energy that's felt within really you, because you can't avoid you. That's why you have 12 houses, that's why you have stars, planets, and you will, regardless of whatever you feel, that you will become yourself, and you're supposed to become yourself. Doesn't matter what any other reader or anybody tells you about, you know, blah, 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 blah. No. You will become yourself regardless, because that's why you are written that way. That's you written. That's your DNA. That's your coding. That's your star. That's your life path number, physical healing, personal year number. You will become the person that you are regardless. And when you fight against life, you'll mess yourself up. When you fight against an attachment of love, you can still mess yourself up, because you will become you. The other person will become them. They can become very loyal and reliant on you, and then you can start to form a separation of talking to other people, and then after quite a period of time, you might just stay with someone just because you want someone, because you're lonely, okay? That's attaching yourself to someone because you're becoming who you are, and they're becoming who they are, okay? And that's why people go in separation, especially between soulmate energies, okay? But I don't feel like there's separation here. I just feel that there is a I just feel that there's children and people's lives are in the balance, okay? Not physical life, but obviously their feelings trying to be taken into consideration, okay, about the love that's here. But there are also children that are involved in this, and someone is kind of like obviously probably putting their children first other than themselves. And I tell this to every client. The most important person in your life is always yourself. When you focus your attention completely just on being a mum and children, right, and that's it, you can overpower and smother a child too much. Okay, people probably won't like this. But then at the end of the day, when they get older and they fly the coop, you can become very attached to your children, and they can form this, I don't want to talk, I've got my relationship stuff to do. And then, you know, you can just want to be a mother all the time. You know, it does happen. I see it, you know. So there is a lot of that too. Some of that. But people will, I mean, people are going to dislike this. I get a lot of dislikes. Well, not a load. But I do get, you know, I do get them. These are personal readings. That's what people come for a tarot card reading for, right? You know. But people have their, you can dislike. See, if anyone does dislike a video, at least make a comment to say what you didn't like as constructive criticism. But there's no point hitting a dislike. Everyone, you can, if you don't like the reading, hit dislike, sure. But say, you know, say something. Because then you can determine if people are just like strange. Right? But anyway, Sagittarius, so we're going to go on with the rest of your reading, and then we will clarify everything that's here. So we just go on right up until the 15th, roughly, but the 2-week period, and then start to clarify everything. Okay, if you want access to those, you get access to all of your monthlies, weeklies, and stuff that I come out. Go straight to Patreon, and you can find the link to Patreon and all extended readings in the Show More section below. Also with an email that you can reach out for a personal reading if you would like one. Okay, that will give me more energy to focus upon your story specifically. Okay, specifically. You can also follow any other multimedia site that I have got going and running, and also music stuff. All of the links are below, guys, and I will hopefully see you on Patreon, Sagittarius. Thanks very much, guys. See you soon.